Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd as well as yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today we're going to work on the Tunnel Vision Afghan. This is a pattern by me and it's very simple, and it's a really just an amazing play on two types of yarn working together in order to create this look. So what you're looking at here is a solid granny square all done in single crochet, and we're using two types of yarn. We're using Bernat Blanket, and then we're also using Bernat Baby Bundle Yarn, which is the effects that you see within the silver area. To keep the Afghan flat, we're going to start off with Bernat Blanket just in the very beginning, just for the starting, and then we're going to switch over to Bernat Bundle Yarn, and you'll be seeing that you'll switch every now and then. So the middle section right here has 8 rounds of Bernat Bundle, and then there's 4 rounds of the black. So in this round, and this round, they're all just 4 rounds of black. So the first one here, the silver area, was 8 rounds. The next one becomes 10. The next one becomes 12, and then the final one on the outside is just 6, and then there's just 2 rounds here of the black just to finalize it. So I did that on purpose so that it looks like you're looking through a tunnel, and it's a really kind of a neat version. This is a very easy pattern to do, and I literally did this Afghan in less than 24 hours of just working on it at nighttime. So here are the 2 brands of yarn we're going to work with today. We're going to use Bernat Blanket. You need 2 balls of this, and then you need 4 balls of the Bernat Baby Bundle, but it could also be Bernat Home Bundle as well. You can switch those off. Now inside these bundle yarns, you'll notice that there's 4 different types of yarn working in, and you have like a boucle, you have the pipsqueak, you have Bernat Blanket, and you also have chunky all mixed in here. So if you just peel away the layers, you can see that there's Bernat Blanket inside here. Therefore I was able to switch off and keep the gauge of the pattern still being the same by using them both together the way that I did. So without further ado, let's head to a tutorial and show you how to get started, because once you get started it's really quite easy. So using a 10mm size end crochet hook, and I'm gonna start off with Bernat Blanket for the very center of this Afghan. Create a slip knot and insert your hook inside, and then just pull it. So you want to chain 4 to create the center ring. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then you're going to then just go into the very first chain, yarning over, pulling it through like so to create the first ring of your Afghan, like so. So now you're gonna carry up, and now you're going to create the first round around. So the very first round is the only time that you'll see double crochet within this project. So you're gonna chain up 3, which counts as a double crochet. So 1, 2, and 3, and then coming into the center of the ring, I want you to double crochet 2 more times. Again, this is the only time that will appear here. To turn our corners only on this round, actually on all the rounds, actually it's all the same, you're only gonna chain 2 when you go to do that. So just 1 and 2, and coming back into the center you want to double crochet 3 more times. Again, this is only for the very first round that you go around. Just like that. And now you just carry on and chain 2, that's your corner, and then coming back into the same ring, 3 more double crochets. So you'll notice that you'll have 3 sides done out of 4 after you get this done. Then chain 2, and then 3 more double crochets within inside the ring. So, and then you're gonna finish off this thing, this particular area. You're gonna chain 2, and then coming into the top of the first, chain 3. You're just gonna slip stitch over to finish that off. So this is the Bernat Blanket for the very first revolution around. Now it's done. So now you're going to move up, and now you're gonna go to Bernat Bundle Yarn, and then the first 8 rounds are all gonna be the same, and then you're gonna return and do 4 more rounds of Bernat Blanket Yarn, and then return again to the bundle yarn, and those instructions will be available through my website on thecrochetcrowd.com. So I'll see you here, and we'll get started on the next one. I'm just weaving in my ends as I go so I can bury them as I pass them in the next round. So let's begin our Bernat Bundle Yarn. It could be Home Bundle or Baby Bundle, and create a slip knot to begin. Every corner is gonna be the same now going forward, depending on, and it doesn't matter what round you're gonna do from this point. You're gonna come right into a corner space, and you're gonna yarn over with the yarn leading to the yarn ball and pull through as a slip stitch. You're gonna chain 1, and then you're gonna single crochet right into that same space like so. And now each one of these double crochets all the way around are each gonna get one single crochet. Notice that I laid this down on top of the line so it gets stuck underneath. So every double crochet now will get a single crochet. The first one's always kind of hard to get into, but just bear with it and just get right in there. Okay, so now you got those filled in, you're back to a corner. Corners will always be the same. They'll just be one single crochet followed by chain 2 and then one single crochet back into the same space, and that's your corner. So you're continuing around. Each double crochet still only gets one. And then your next corner is the same. So single crochet, chain 2 and single crochet. So then you carry on around, so each one gets a single. So this is one that I can do really quickly at home here, and I did do very quickly because it's just a no-brainer. Corners are always the same. One single crochet, chain 2, one single crochet. Then coming into the final stretch here, everyone still gets one single crochet in there. So when I was designing this, I actually had to frog a big portion out because I was getting the wrong counts in the corner and it was starting to buckle. So this keeps it nice and flat. So this is the corner that you started with, so you have to finish off with a single crochet, chain 2 and single crochet into the very first single crochet that you'd started with. So that's how you get that round. So this is boucle yarn that we're working with now. So to start any other round, it's just gonna be the same thing every time. So you chain up 1, and in that corner space that you see, you're going to put in another single crochet. That's half that corner. So every single crochet, I know it's harder to see here, but I can feel it with my fingers because it's such a thick yarn, is that every single crochet is going to get one single crochet until you get to the next corner. So just use your fingertips to feel those stitches. You can feel where the openings are. And I can actually look away even using boucle yarn because I can use my fingertips. So it may take a bit of getting used to for you. Corners are always gonna be the same. Single crochet, chain 2 and then single crochet, and then you move along. So just every stitch is going to get a single crochet. The wonderful thing about boucle, in the absent-minded that you just don't get it in the right spot, as long as it's close, you can get away with it really easy because it's such a fluffy yarn to work with. So there you go. So now I'm back in a corner, so single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. So I'm moving along the edge. Now because the hook is so thick too, this yarn doesn't really catch on the hook. Usually when the hook is too small, then it catches all the time on these, on the boucle, so it's a really good opportunity to be able to play with this yarn without any stress. So the corners are always the same. Single crochet, chain 2, single, and then moving along. So you're coming along the final side just like that. And then you got that final corner, so one single crochet into the final corner, chain 2 and then join to the top of the first single crochet. So you're just gonna continue to move around like that. So let's just review the stitch counts for, or the row counts that you need to do in order to get the same look. If you change anything there, you will change the yarn quantities because my quantities are based on my design. So let's quickly review how to change your colors back. I just did a slip stitch to the beginning. I don't want to waste this yarn, so I'm not gonna cut it because I want to use it for another project. So what I would do is fasten this off and weave in the ends, and then I'll start off. So just bear with me in that. I think most of you can appreciate not wasting yarn. So I'm just gonna create a slip knot then with the next yarn that I want, so that we're gonna do our layers in order to create the look that we have. And then what we have here is that you just go right into the very corner itself, join it with a slip stitch, chain 1 and then single crochet right into the same corner. And then just like before, every stitch is going to get one single crochet. Okay, and I'm burying that over top of this yarn as I go through just to hide it, and I keep moving around. So the trick is knowing how to bury the yarn so that there's not a lot of stitch work to be able to hide in the end. The only one that you're really gonna have to get a darning needle out for is the very last round, because there's nothing to bury that. So once you're in a corner, again, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, and then coming back in like so. So the coloring that you saw on the Afghan is exactly how it comes out of the ball, so there's no doctoring of colors. It just is what it is, and so sometimes you end up with a balance of more fluff on one side than you do the other, but that's all the characteristic of this particular type of Afghan, and I love it for that particular idea. So again, the corners are always the same, so single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet, and you keep moving around just like I showed you, and then when you get to the end, single crochet, chain 2, and then slip stitch. And then if you're carrying on with this color, again, just chain 1, single crochet into the same space, and then 1 into each, and then corners are still 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet. So to review really quickly, the first black spot there was the double crochet round of the Bernat blanket, and then this is 8 rounds of using bundle yarn. Then it's 4 rounds of black, and then it's 10 rounds of bundle yarn. 4 rounds of black, then it's 12 rounds of bundle yarn. 4 rounds of black, and then 6 rounds of the bundle, and then 2 rounds at the end. So this will then take you to most, you'll have you won't have too much black, but you'll have enough black. You will be very close to running out of yarn for the actual bundle yarn. So I did as much yarn as I could so there wouldn't be so much waste. So this is Tunnel Vision. This is the Tunnel Vision Afghan. I hope that you enjoy. This really was a very quick Afghan for me, and I really love this, and I hopefully that you will too. So until next time, I'm Mikey on behalf of the Crochet Crowd as well as yarnspirations.com.